This week on the front line of Filth, Enforcement Officer David is dealing with an unexpected kind of punishment.
Is that a harness for a dog, do you think? Or do you think that might be something else?
That won't fit my Jack Russell.
I don't think it's a hamburger. I think it's human excrement again.
Grime busters uncover the dark side of life in the fast lane.
What they do is they have a poo down there and then they put the tissues over the top of it and then just leave it. It's disgusting.
And former police officers Ray and Alan are fighting grime in Ilfracombe.
I'm going to catch you sooner or later. Whoever this is not going to win.
And delivering a devastating blow to the abandoned vehicles of Devon.
They've had plenty of notice and they haven't bothered before now, so they're just going to get crushed.
It's Monday morning and Farmer Alec should be ploughing his field. Instead, he's dealing with this.
Why on earth are you leaving it in the countryside? It just makes me feel sick. That's it. It takes a day out of what we should be doing. Just completely devastates me, to be honest. You know, just completely gets you down every time you find it.
Alec and the rest of Britain's farmers are dealing with a fly-tipping epidemic. And for Enforcement Officer David, it's personal.
I grew up on a farm, so when I see fly tipping mainly out in rural locations, it annoys me immensely. After 19 years of doing this, I've given up trying to rationalise it because it would just drive me mad. They do what they do. We have to try and deal with it and combat it, and it is a bit of a battle, a bit of a war.
Alec has already been targeted 12 times in recent months.
Hiya. So we've got another one then.
Mm-hmm.
Oh dear. Have you looked through any of it yet?
No.
Former Special Police Constable David gets straight into the grime scene investigation.
So this one's predominantly domestic waste. A lager drinker, and then we've got a bit of a hodgepodge of waste there, and then an unwanted garden shed and green waste have been shot out of a tipper vehicle there. From experience, these kind of fly tips is someone will knock on your door, they'll see your waste that's on your drive in your garden, and they'll offer to take it away for a sum of cash, and invariably they'll just fly tip it, as is the case here. Now, if I find evidence that takes me back to you, you are just as responsible for this if your waste ends up here as the person that did it.
As it stands, Farmer Alec will have to foot the bill for removing the waste.
We'll just look for that evidence, see if we can't find out who's done this and try and help you out a bit. This is the glamorous part of the job. It absolutely stinks because this is all domestic waste, covered in flies, but I'm finding bits of paperwork. Things like junk mail that might give me an address of where it's come from. That's kind of the golden egg that we're after. I'll tell you what, I think Indiana Jones has been here, do you? That's something else.
David is no stranger to cracking the whip, but this isn't the kind of punishment he's used to.
And probably doesn't take too much working out what they are. Is that a harness for a dog, do you think? Or do you think that might be something else?
That won't fit my Jack Russell.
That would fit your Jack Russell. Look at that. Slave. I suggest that's probably for a person. Hours of fun. I've never had things like this in a fly tip before. This is very much a first. Joking aside, I know this is quite some odd items, to say the least, but this is a criminal offence. It's pretty upsetting for landowners to be blighted with this.
Another one to deal with.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thanks for your time.
Whatever it takes, David will go the full country mile to track down the perpetrators. But despite his detective work, he hasn't found any names or addresses in Alec's fly tip that might lead him to the dumpers.
We're doing what we can, but unless it's witnessed or I'm fortunate enough to find evidence within a fly tip, then they'll go unresolved. They're investigated, but will go unresolved. It's the poor farmer, the landowner, that has to clear up the waste.
It's not just rubbish that's blighting Britain's beauty spots. We own nearly 9 million dogs in Britain, and they produce an estimated 1,000 tonnes of poo every day. Neighbourhood officers Alan and Ray, 2 ex-coppers turned enforcers in North Devon, take dog fouling very seriously.
So the next course of action is to list this for court.
The Grime fighting duo cover 419 square miles between them.
Driving from one incident to another, I could potentially drive 500 miles a week, so you have quite a large area to cover.
But this 2-man army is most effective when they divide and conquer. In Ilfracombe, Ray is on early morning patrol.
I deal with mess. Doesn't matter whether it's dog mess or litter or abandoned vehicles or fly tipping. Mess. Things that make the place messy. There's 2 of us for the whole of North Devon. The chances of us catching very many people on our own is slim. So if we can concentrate our efforts on trying to change people's behaviour so that they don't offend, in my opinion, that would have a far bigger impact on the community that I'm serving. It's a little bit boring for some, but it's kind of fills my boat.
Cleanliness is next to godliness, and Ray's been called to deal with an almighty complaint from the local church.
Hiya.
Hiya. How's it going?
Where something foul is afoot.
A lot of people walk their dogs through here and they're really good. It's just...
I think that's the thing, isn't it? Most people are really good, but you only need 1 or 2 living locally who just let them in here, and then you have a pump.
Dog poo contains bacteria which can cause blindness in children, and Ray doesn't want any of it on his patch.
So you can see why we've had the complaints, look. So what I'm going to do now is spray it.
Clearing up the UK's dog mess costs an estimated £22 million a year.
By spraying it, what it first of all does is hopefully draws attention to it so people don't step in it themselves. They avoid it. But also to let the foulers know that their activity is being observed.
The dog squad have been abusing the church car park under cover of darkness, so Ray has come armed with more than spray paint.
So, all we're about to do is install a camera here, and then if there's any fouling, we should get some footage, because it's a PIR camera, so it'll be triggered by movement. Excellent. That's it. Job's done. Yeah. It feels quite personal. Whoever this is not going to win.
For now, it's a waiting game.
Because if I'm here marking it, I'm also here on patrol. And if I'm going to be here on patrol, there's a good chance I'm going to catch you sooner or later.
In rural Hertfordshire, Enforcement Officer David has been called out again.
I'm just going to a complaint of fly tipping in a farmer's field. She's had numerous fly tips there, which I'm told happened in broad daylight. Well, hello again.
Hi, Dave. Here we are again.
Farmer Diana knows David well. Her land has been used as a dumping site 5 times in the last fortnight.
Over the weekend, there were some more fly tips, and we put the barrier back. It was there at 7:15 this morning. I came back at 1:15 lunchtime with a stronger lock and it had been broken into again.
That says to me from experience, tipper transit load, and then these slabs which weigh an absolute ton each, like concrete sections of a garage or something, and you can see how they must have driven in, turned round to go out and tipped because that's just shot that load right out onto the field like that. Got a job on your hands to try and remove that lot.
Yeah, we have. Dreading it. It's going to be hours of work. It can cost thousands of pounds to clear up before we have access to this field again, access to plant the next crop. So it has ongoing stress on the business. And the injustice is just so demoralising and so relentless. It just makes no sense. We've got to stop these people.
Whilst there is nothing David can do about the clear-up costs, he's been doing his best to track down the perpetrator since investigating the first fly tip here 2 weeks ago. And he's got some good news.
I've visited the address that's all over those cardboard boxes, and I've spoken to the homeowner, requesting that he attends a formal interview under caution, so they won't get away with it.
It's fingers crossed all round that David can nail the fly tipper responsible for this dump. Littering is also a major blight on our highways and byways, with 200,000 sacks of rubbish collected every year.
Tell us when you're ready.
Ready?
Brakes.
Yeah.
Reverse.
Yeah.
In Huntingdonshire, grime busters Callum and Clive
Right, that's done.
are getting ready to burn rubber.
Beacons.
I've been here 2 years. At the start, it was a bit disgusting, but after a while, you get used to it.
I have to change in the porch before I'm allowed in the house.
I'm not allowed in the house with my work uniform.
Today, they're patrolling the A14.
Blue sky, that's promising, and that's coming from the west. What do you want to do? Do you want to do the bins or do you want to do the picking?
I'll do the picking.
You do the picking? OK,
Yeah.
I'll crack on with the bins.
Just watch the rats in the bins, Clive.
Hey, don't worry me. The two of us, we will go into all the laybys. We will replace all the bin liners, take all that rubbish away. We then litter pick all the way through the lay-by. But only the lay-by, we won't be going past that. It becomes too dangerous with the traffic as it's a 70-mile-an-hour road.
These laybys are mostly used by drivers for breaks of the inconvenient kind.
See all these tissues? What they do is they have a poo down there and then they put the tissues over the top of it and then just leave it. It's disgusting. It's a bottle of wee. They've just chucked it out the window, over the fence.
And it's not just the lorries leaving skid marks in the lay-by.
We've got an old bit of human excrement here. I was quite horrified, actually, the first time because it's something that I've never stopped in before, laybys. And to suddenly see this, it was a shock, but now it's an everyday occurrence. What we'll do is we'll get a brush and some water and we'll just try and wash it down. That's the best we can do.
For the drivers along this stretch, it seems that getting the journey over with is more important than taking comfort breaks.
Instead of stopping to go to the toilet, they're pooing in nappies. And when they do stop eventually, they change them and chuck them out the window. There are 5 bins in this lay-by which get changed on a regular basis, and you still see all this on the floor. Diarrhea. Someone's had a poo and pooed in a bag and chucked it out, rather than finding a toilet.
But there will be no relief for Callum and Clive until they've sanitised every inch of the lay-by.
It's absolutely disgusting.
This is just for starters.
On to the next one.
The main course lies in wait in the next lay-by. Back in North Devon, enforcer Ray is also following a stinking trail of filth across his beloved seaside town.
So there's another one.
In the hope that he can nail the phantom dog poopers of Ilfracombe.
We're going to go and have a look at Cow Lane. There's a couple of problems that we've had up there recently. It's a prominent site for dog fouling, for fly tipping. You'll see some of the evidence already of us having circled some of the fouling that goes on.
He's had no luck so far with his surveillance camera, so Ray turns pet detective in search of a lead.
Do you normally walk down through? You're changing your mind rapidly, aren't you? Morning. Because if you're a regular walker around here, I didn't know whether you'd noticed how big the problem was. What I'm trying to do at the moment is build up a bit of a picture for here and seeing if I can identify the regulars that walk through here. Most of the dog-owning, dog-walking fraternity, they really dislike the fact that these people bring their name into disrepute, and dogs' names generally. They are really protective and don't want that bad name. It's not nice, is it?
But, like a dog with a bone, Ray's not giving up.
That I love. The CCTV cameras that are up on these walls here. Although that's a private system, it's really handy to get to know where your private systems are, because any offending down this street, you know, can be the source of information that we need to find the people responsible.
Could the camera have captured the fecal felon?
You all right, Al? Okay. You're not bad, not bad.
Having secured the CCTV footage, it's time to share it with partner in Grime, Alan.
So this is the shot looking down Cow Lane.
To see if it reveals who's been doing the dirty.
The dog comes over and finds its little spot and starts to squat and is fouling the footpath, and she looked and then she goes, oh, starts to walk back as if she's gonna have to clear it up. The dog gets up and starts moving off. She's still looking, turns and walks away. Clearly from that video footage, she was observing what her dog was doing.
Video footage shows them quite clearly, so the next course of action is
the fixed penalty notice.
The fixed penalty notice.
Someone in Ilfracombe is about to get an unexpected visit.
Absolutely slam dunk, innit?
Whilst Ray tries to identify the offender, Alan has a case of his own to pursue. He's looking into complaints of 2 abandoned cars that have been driving residents round the bend.
An abandoned vehicle is an environmental issue. In fact, it's so serious, it's quite prevalent across the country. It's so serious, it's got its own legislation.
Last year, local authorities removed 32,000 abandoned vehicles at a cost of £1 million.
In this particular case, both vehicles are registered to the same keeper. They're unroadworthy, they're not taxed or MOT'd, so they'll need to be removed.
Alan's been told that the cars have been stationary for almost 4 years. 8 weeks ago, the owner was ordered to move them or they'd be towed away.
So we'll see if they're still here. So this one's got flat tyres. There's cobwebs all over it. Clearly you can see underneath it's a lot cleaner than around the side, so it's been there for some time. Shows all the signs of being abandoned. This vehicle is very similar. You can see there's leaves on it, there's moss growing on it. I think he's a bit of a hoarder, personally. I think he just likes to keep older vehicles, for whatever reason. We've had no contact from the keeper, so we'll go and see if he's in. If he's not in, we'll remove the vehicles. No reply. We giving them as much time as we can, but enough's enough.
It's estimated that an abandoned vehicle is removed from our streets every 30 minutes.
Doing the gardening as well.
The first car doesn't prove too much of a challenge to shift.
One gone, one to go.
But the other puts up more of a struggle.
I've been here 4 years, I'm not going anywhere. The wheels could have seized, the axles could have seized. I mean, there's a reason why he's abandoned them here and he's left them. They're obviously got issues. Looks cleaner already. Free and clear of abandoned vehicles.
The owner has one last chance to contact the council, but if he doesn't, at the end of the week, it'll be the end of the road for his cars.
Cheers! I don't expect to hear anything. They've had plenty of notice and they haven't bothered before now, so I don't see why they would contact us. So I think inevitably they're just going to get crushed.
In North Devon, Enforcer Ray has turned dog dirt detective. And it looks as if he's caught someone in the act.
Hopefully the lady that we'll find in today is the one that was seen on CCTV footage allowing her dog to foul in the street in Ilfracombe. I've now found out where she's living, so we're going to have to go around and see her there. We will camp up outside our house if we have to. If she's not in, we'll wait. We will offer her the opportunity of accepting a fixed penalty notice. And if she doesn't take that, then we may well end up having to take the matter to court as a formal prosecution.
Fines tend to be set at £75, but a court summons could see this amount increased to as much as £1,000.
It'd be good if it all just goes nice and smoothly. There's no guarantee it will. She might see it as, are you having a laugh? And you got anything better to do? Oh, this is pathetic, or worse. It's a bit grim. My name's Ray Jones. I'm an environmental warden.
Oh, come on then.
Thank you, tough. You're aware why I'm here. What I saw on the video was you seeing the dog crapping and then you just turned and walked away. And I can't not act upon that. She was accepting, acknowledged, you know, that it was wrong, so that it was not normally the way that she was normally very good. Had actually got loads of poo bags all over her flat. I'm prepared to deal with it by way of fixed penalty notice. Fixed penalty, £75. Hopefully, it will change her behaviour, which is a good sign. At least the sun's out. It's quite a strange thing, really, because when you're playing a game, you know, which this can often be like, the clear competitive element is to get your man or get your woman or, you know, win or whatever the word is. And so that drives you to want to get that kind of resolution.
Back in Hertfordshire, Enforcer David has also been seeking resolution in the case of the farmland fly tippers targeting land owned by farmer Diana.
It's just demoralising, it grinds you down.
Today, David and his colleague Jane will be interviewing the owner of some of the rubbish that was left behind.
So we've got this case interview this morning.
What's her caution questionnaire say?
She's returned this, saying that she has paid somebody £120. The gentleman who removed the waste was driving a white tipper van, which narrows it down to about
10 million vehicles.
They're hoping the owner of the rubbish can come up with some detailed information that will lead to a culprit and a conviction.
It's textbook stuff to us, unfortunately. He was a man with a white tipper vehicle.
You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention in question something you later rely in court.
She's paid him the £100, he's taken the waste away. Unfortunately, she doesn't know who he is, but that's meat and drink to us. That happens all the time. It's a man in a van. So in all honesty, I'm having to pick away at the people that have made errors of judgment. Look at these photographs and tell me what you recognise, if anything. Whilst we have to deal with those people, I want to get the person that's physically loaded rubbish onto a truck and just, with complete disregard, dumped this rubbish on private land in these particular instances. I want him.
David's on a mission to find the people responsible and bring them to justice.
We're not going to give up. Each fly tip that we'll investigate the same way. I'm hoping that we'll get a lucky break. Just keep on plugging away, really.
In the meantime, all the farmers can do is clear up and hope that David gets a result before the fly tipper strikes again.
Right now, I should have my bum on a tractor seat and I should be cultivating the field, not clearing up the mess that's in the field. Unfortunately, it's an ongoing challenge. Hopefully this is this one done, but you know it's not the end of it. I feel better that the job's done. I feel pig sick I've had to do it.
In the West Country, Enforcer Ray has put his one-man war against dog poo on hold as he heads out to inspect a fly tip on council land.
I am now heading towards a little village called Ashford because we've had a report of some fly tipping. People shouldn't have to put up with those things. Where it obviously has a detrimental effect, then it's good that there are people like us who can put that right and prevent it from happening. Look, that is how beautiful this part of the world is. That is gorgeous, and then people do that. Don't get it. Really don't get it.
Nearly half of the 1 million fly tips reported last year were found at the side of roads. Ray's hoping to find evidence that will lead him to the culprit.
Looks like there's some promise. Somebody decided that they no longer wanted to keep their record collection. Well, we're clearly looking for a Mura Limpany Royal Philharmonic Orchestra supporting person. Oh, what an album that is. Simon and Garfunkel. My Radio 2 roots are showing, aren't they? Sound of Music, Jim Reeves. An eclectic mix, Jim Reeves, The Temptations, loads of operas, The Sound of Music. What an eclectic mix.
It seems the fly tipper already had one criminal record.
Wham! Make it big.
But if Ray gets his way, the culprit will end up with another.
What I'm actually looking for, not the records themselves, but maybe things that are written on the sleeves. Oh. Trouble is, you get things like that 26/8 written up the top, and you think, well, I don't know whether that's going to have any relevance or not. Oh, that's what we like to find, bits of documentation. What is it, though? Oh. Well, there you go. So let's get a photograph of that. This is a piece of paper that gives me employer and employee details. Now that might turn out to be quite crucial. Well, a bit too early to judge, of course, but wouldn't it just be wonderful?
It's a good starting point.
Right then.
Which he'll follow up back at the office.
North Devon efficiency.
In Huntingdon, Callum and Clive are back on dump duty.
When I pull up in the lay-by, just sit tight for a few seconds, make sure everything's all right first before we get out.
And if picking up poop wasn't bad enough, they also run the risk of becoming roadkill.
We've got a car coming in now, watch yourself.
A lot of traffic, lorries, Arctics. It's a very busy road and very dangerous.
One of the dangers there, if you're next to an Arctic, there's not much room. You'll end up a pancake.
Talking of pancakes,
I don't think it's a hamburger. I think it's human excrement again.
it seems the lunchtime crowd have deposited even fresher stomach-churning challenges.
Someone's took a turd on the pavement. We can't leave out there.
If excrement is left in the lay-by, other people see it, and they just feel that it's acceptable to do this when it's not. So we have to clear it away. It is very grim.
There are 12 service stations on the A14, all with public toilets. But even with Clive and Callum present, it doesn't deter the drivers who have been caught short.
Someone's having a wee.
As fast as Team Toilet can clear it, a steady stream of new arrivals is increasing their workload.
There you go, another one. Just went round the side of that lorry. Disgusting, really. People have to pull in there to have their lunch break, and they've got to go in there with the smell of people's wee.
Rubbish.
So how much poop and all-round rubbish does a poop scooper scoop in a working day?
We would find, I would say, 3/4 of a tonne during the day on the A14, A1. I'm sure if I look harder, I'll find plenty more. If one person leaves a bag, other people think it's fair game to do exactly the same. And in no time at all, it just piles up. So we have to keep on top of it. We just can't stop. Today, I mean, we've had a gambit of everything. Beer cans, general litter.
Wee bottles, human excrement, just a bit of everything, really.
It's been a good day. Haven't stepped in anything.
Last year in the UK, we created 223 million tonnes of waste. Unfortunately, not all of it was disposed of legally.
Look at that. Back to where it should be.
In North Devon, Grime fighter Ray is on a mission to keep his county clean.
Beautiful. Have a good day. See you later.
And to make the crooks pay for dumping on his patch.
Once you start to look at how much waste we generate and how much people consider it to be an entitlement to be able to generate as much waste as they like, and it never really occurred to me how much of a problem it was creating. I quite like the whole idea of trying to improve the community that you're living in. And when you start to see how these things impact on people's lives, then you start to get interested in how you can help problem solve.
Back at base, Ray wastes no time following up on the evidence he unearthed at the fly tip.
Hi, I'm making some inquiries in relation to a fly tipping offence. In amongst the material that was dumped, there is an employment contract with yourselves. And basically what I'm trying to do is ascertain whether or not the gentleman named within it either still works for you or if you can tell me anything about him. Perfect. Thank you very much indeed. Yep, that's awesome. Appreciate it. Have a good day. Bye. Right. They said that basically that there will be no problem for them to provide that information, but they would want a formal request, obviously. Okie-dokie.
Ray is hot on the trail of the fly tipper and he's getting closer. Just down the road, Ray's grime-fighting partner, Alan, is about to dole out some punishment for the 2 abandoned cars he towed away earlier.
He could have sold them and he could have made a profit, but it looks like he just couldn't be bothered, which meant we're in the situation we're in now.
This is the final resting place for unclaimed vehicles dumped on their patch of Devon. The owner of the 2 broken-down bangers hasn't called and his week is up.
Quite early on, we made contact with this register keeper and he refused to cooperate with us. So he's had ample opportunity to move these vehicles. He clearly hasn't done so. So we've got no other option but to have them recycled in this way.
You'd think this would be case closed, but the owner has still got another shock coming. Last year, local authorities removed 32,000 abandoned vehicles at a cost of £1 million. And Alan wants his council's bill for these cars paid back in full.
In this particular case, each vehicle has a charge of £150 recovery, and because the vehicles have been stored in our storage facility for 7 days, that's another £140. So for both vehicles, the total is £580. He could have sold the vehicles himself for scrap, probably got maybe as much as £100 per vehicle, and he would have made a profit on that, whereas at the moment he's lost both his vehicles and we are now going to be pursuing him for £580 worth of fees.
Abandoned cars being towed and crushed is just the tip of a very big iceberg. As a nation, we produce over 200 million tonnes of waste every year, more than at any other time in our history. And for the last 6 months, we've followed our army of waste warriors as they deal with incidents across the country. From the unwanted waste in our homes,
Some rotten food in there, some used nappies.
to the weird and wonderful.
That's right, you're Batman, Dan. I'm Batman, you Robin.
Fly tipping is on the rise, with over 100 tips every hour of every day. From opportunistic tradesmen to major industrial dumps on an extraordinary scale.
Is at least 15 metres and 5 metres wide. It is a hell of a lot of waste.
That includes nearly 50,000 fridge freezers and washing machines, and more than 180,000 household black bags. All this at a cost of £57 million to clear it all up.
This is the worst possible situation.
Meanwhile, our hygiene inspectors have been inundated with over 75,000 complaints of filthy restaurants.
Bags of rubbish, food waste, flies everywhere.
And behind closed doors, Britain's most fearless grime fighters have never been so busy.
We've got a lot of maggots, flies.
Rebuilding their lives is what we're helping them to do.
That's not the first time I see the piss in the room.
Welcome to another day in the office.
But the grime army marches on.
The public benefits from what we do. It's not nice living in squalor.
We're making a difference to these people, and we're just going to keep going.
We're the unsung heroes, aren't we? If you're doing 50 jobs and you get one thank you, that's all we ask.
The mission is to just protect the public.
I'm actually very proud of what I do.
The whole area could do with a bit of clean-up. Just on a mission to keep this area as tidy and clean for people as the people who live in this lovely area deserve.
It's a detriment to everybody who lives within that community. It spoils their quality of living.
It should be like, you know, live where you live. If everybody looks after the environment that they live in, it'll make it for a better place.
It's about taking care of our environment so that we've still got a planet in the future to enjoy.